What is going on, guys? Today is going to be the last day that we are going to be working on the car before we leave for LA. We're actually going to be there for a week. Today, we're going to be hopefully trying to get the Kmember drop down out of the car. We're going to get the engine, the power steering, the trans, the clutch, everything like that installed onto the Kmember. If we have time, we'll lower the car back down and basically start hooking up everything on the engine. It's going to be a bit before we can actually start it though, because I have not even gotten my base tuned. We've got to hook up the radiator. We've got to hook up everything, and it is already 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the night before we're supposed to be leaving to go to LA. But we will basically have it right there, so that way whenever we come back from LA, it will take nothing hopefully to get it started, and we'll just get back and try it out and give it a shot. So we got everything pretty much moved out of the way and cleaned out from behind the Mustang. The goal is to back the car up right here and pull it forward and get the car lifted up in the air so we can drop the Kmember out of the bottom. We've got the engine on the stand already, so that way we'll be able to just rotate, swing this thing out, and drop it on the Kmember whenever we get it down there. The real strenuous process of everything is just getting all of the connectors hooked up, the ECM, hooking up the fuel, and hooking up all that good stuff. So it'll probably be a little bit, but we're gonna get this car moved back real quick, get it up in the air, and pull this Kmember down. Yeah, you just gotta grab the wheels, the spokes, and like literally just rotate them back and forth and turn it how we need it to. There's no power steering in the car. Well, there's no rack at all actually, so I can't even get in there and turn it by hand. Okay. Oh, yeah. It has been a while since I've seen this area cleared out. By the way, if you guys missed the last few videos of us assembling this engine and getting it built and everything, that's really just not something you want to miss. Go check it out. You can click that little white thing that's popping up right there. You can click that and it'll take you to a playlist of the whole engine build. You should go check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and we can take these wheels off. Once we get those off, then we've got 6 bolts that hold the Kmember up in place. We can drop the Kmember down onto the jack stand. After that though, we're going to be real close. I don't really know if too much else that we have to do after that. The starter's literally just dangling. Put those 2 up front, and then I'll take these rear 2 and put them in the back. Now we can drop the car down a tad. Okay, so our Kmember is now sitting on the jack stands, which means that we're good to actually loosen up the bolts that hold the Kmember into the car, because the jack stands are going to be supporting it. So we're going to loosen those bolts and then pick the entire body of the car up off of the Kmember. If you guys remember, we actually put the tubular Kmember in there just so that we could be able to move the car around, because the Corvette, when we first got it, blew the transmission up. So we had to put the Kmember in, put the suspension in, put these wheels on there temporarily just to get it to move out of the way to put the Corvette on there. Thankfully, we fixed that all, and that car has been doing great. Thank the Lord, knock on wood. So now we just got to pull the Kmember back down to get the engine and everything installed onto it. Oh my gosh, this is nerve-wracking. Is the top of the engine stand going to clear the bottom of the car? Oh, I think I can fish it. I'm fishing. Now I've got to grab the new motor mounts. These are solid motor mounts instead of our stock factory crappy ones. These are actually not 100% solid. Like Doug just said, they're actually poly, so they're like as heavy duty motor mounts as you would really want to go without going to a completely solid mount. So it's not too bad actually. Yeah,
those are the ones you can change out for red and black of different stiffness, so you can choose which one.
Oh god, yeah. These have at least some sort of give to them.
Yeah,
those are just like metal. We're about to lower the engine down onto the motor mounts. We just got them installed onto the car, onto the Kmember at least. What do you see when you look at me? Tell me, is this how we're supposed to be? Down she goes.
Slow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go that fast. If you guys are watching this, please do not just repeatedly call me on Snapchat audio or Snapchat video all throughout the day. I don't like blocking people, but I will if you call me 20 times back to back to back to back. How'd the whole mount fall out? We've got one of the most expensive Coyote engines I've even seen that isn't a billet block motor onto a tubular Kmember. About to pair it up with a triple disc manic clutch and then stab a stage 3 10 caliber billet MT82 behind it. That is insane. Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of expensive words there.
I know, and you'll never even be able to know. Somebody could see this car going down the street and they would think it's the same old Mustang. So our stock pulse ring is actually made out of steel, and this one here is a very, very nice billet steel.
Hey, you want to grease it?
Let me get some liquid juice. What do you see when you look at me? We covered our cover with our TV. We're trying to get this thing to seal up. Hopefully when we get it together, it doesn't leak.
Doesn't blow up.
Don't say that. Alrighty guys, the billet rear cover is on and in place. Now we can take our pulse ring.
Nope, not yet.
Oh yeah, rear main seal, my bad. You are very correct. We actually gotta put the rear main seal in first, then we slide the pulse ring over that. That rear cover looks so beautiful though.
It's a little orangey red.
Yeah, it's a little orange. We got some RTV all over it, but
that RTV. Yeah.
how are we gonna?
We're gonna figure it out.
God. Oh. Let go, you son of a bitch. That Corvette trans. And Gavin said, "Let there be light." Tap it too.
Just hit me harder. Straight up not having a good time, bro.
Are you sure it goes that way?
I think we're supposed to take the crankshaft out of the engine first to replace this.
Yeah, totally. Doug, you let it slip in and then slip out. What are you doing? You should know once it's in, push it in further. Approximately 30 seconds from right now, Doug is about to have another mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And start throwing shit over a rear main seal.
I think I need a beer.
Doug's been awake for 3 hours because he got hungover last night. Now needs a beer. Don't play with me. Give me that thing. I'll get it in there. Let me see that thing. I'll get it in there. What do you see when you look at me?
Reverse mohawk. Inverted mohawk.
I honestly forgot this was recording. Daniel, you get to just hang out with us, dude. What's up? I'm making his life hard. I'm gonna stop recording now while we try to get this rear main seal in. So it turns out we were using the wrong rear main seal. Don't know how. One of them we got from Advance, but apparently the billet cover here from MMR takes a different gasket. And so they actually sent that gasket. We hadn't seen it before, but we just now found it.
That's what happens. Good job. Oh yeah, just a little extra dirt for reassurance.
I like how this one you can literally just push in by hand.
Yeah, don't get it too far though, but yeah.
We sat there battling the other one, trying to beat it into place. We were like, why was it not fitting? And then this one you literally just push in with your thumb.
It's a different
Size. Yeah, yeah. What do you want to hear, dog? You were right.
No, I just want.
No, you want to hear. No, you want to hear.
I
you were
want
right.
you to tell me you love me. I want somebody to love me.
Dog, I love you.
Okay.
It looks like it's good and sealed, right?
I would say it's a seal.
All right. Let's go ahead and throw our billet ring in here. Okay. Well, that didn't work out like I was hoping for it.
What did you do?
It's slightly misaligned, and now it won't turn. Da, da, da. Wham, bam, boo, bop, blop, blam, blue. All right, guys, so at this point, we've got the rear main cover installed, nice and beautiful. We've got our rear main seal installed. We've also got our billet pulse ring installed. Next thing that we've got to do is just grab our flywheel and mount our flywheel. And I think that's pretty much it. And then we've got to put the clutch on and stab the trans after that. So we're actually getting really close, honestly. This is not going as bad as what I thought it was. Oh, come on. Got the pilot bearing soaking in the freezer. Set it there in place and then take our hammer and hammer it in. Pilot bearing is installed. There's got the flywheel right there. We're about to slide that up into place. Let me put some ARP liquid juice on there. Once we get those torqued down, we've got our pilot bearing installed, which is great. We've got everything pretty much ready to go. So we just need to slap our 2 clutch discs, well, actually 3 clutch discs now that we've got the triple disc, and then put the pressure plate on the back. After that, we'll be able to use our clutch alignment tool, get it all aligned, tighten down all the bolts around there. After that, we'll be able to slide the trans into place, bolt up the bell housing bolts, and be good to go. First disc. Hang on, actually, forgot about our little spacer blocks. Alignment tool in there and into the pilot bearing. Now, last but not least is our pressure plate. I'm gonna go ahead and give Mantic another thanks for everything. They have helped out so much with clutches since the beginning of this car's life. Oh, I never would have expected to have a triple disc in here though. But hey, here we are. All right. Yank our clutch alignment tool out of there now that we've got everything tightened up. Duggar, are you ready to grab a transmission? Where's all my clutch alignment tools? Where do they put them?
Where they at?
Oh, here they are. I keep all the clutch alignment tools because you never know when you need them. Got like 7 of them sitting right there. Whoa, Daniel, you know what I just realized? Dude, say hey to your future self, bro.
Oh, what's up, Daniel?
So we got the motor on the Kmember, so I'm gonna move the engine hoist out of the way now.
You know what this means?
What does this mean?
It means we get to go on a road trip together.
It really doesn't mean that though.
Why?
Because I don't want to drive this
go on
car.
a road trip?
Daniel's been for like the last 6 months trying to convince me that we need to go on a road trip together and that it's a great idea for me to take this car on a cross-country trip.
What's wrong with that? Break the engine in. I gotta break in my motor too. Yours is probably gonna be more reliable than
I'll
mine.
go with you in my Roush.
I think we
Do you
should
know how
take-
much money that I have tied up into this car?
Which means you just don't have to do anything stupid with it.
Well, just imagine somebody like pulling out and I T-bone somebody.
Well, I mean, that could happen anyway.
Not on a drag strip.
You can see on a wall. Oh God, please.
Stop.
Yeah.
What the?
Oh.
I was watching.
My foot just got caught in the pallet. Dang, Doug. It's been a really long time since we were lubing spline together.
Oh, it's been like 2 weeks.
Daniel, we're gonna need your help.
Alright, what's up?
We're stabbing a trans. We're gonna need your help holding this thing up while we stab it. We could also use a floor jack. Just set on the floor jack and lift it up.
We don't need that.
Oh, well.
We don't need that.
Just knocked the whole trans over. Because we're a fan of working smarter, not harder. Jack it up, Daniel, jack up.
So spin the rear shaft. Get it. Can you get it into gear? Put it in.
It's in gear, it's in fourth. I really hope that they're splined right. They 26 spline, both of them. Spline number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 25, 26. So the clutch is for sure a 26 spline clutch. I also know that Kmember would have made sure it was a 26 spline trans, so. Whoa, be careful, you're about to knock that whole motor off.
Can you actually tilt the motor forward? Like,
Yeah. We're legitimately sitting here fighting, trying to get the trans in place, and then we remembered that we didn't even put the we didn't even put the slave in place. So we've got our billet spacer behind there. The reason why we're having to use that one that's a little bit shorter is because we've obviously got the extra distance with that triple disc clutch. So instead of it being about that tall normally, it's this tall. So instead of the throttle bearing being this tall normally, it's got to be this tall now. So now that we got that taken care of, we got everything installed there, we can go ahead and stab the trans up to the engine now. Let me give it a tappy tap from back here. Yo.
Get it, boy.
I'm thinking that this time it's just gonna slide on, hopefully. I don't have to hit.
Get it. Get it.
So the problem, guys, that's going on here is that we got our clutch tool from Mantic, and for some reason the end shaft right here is not fitting solid inside of the pilot bearing. There's like a little bit of wiggle wobble room. I actually had another pilot bearing up there that we looked at it, and the shaft here is not the same size shaft as the transmission for some reason. It is a 26 spline tool, but it doesn't look like the end piece here is wanting to slide in there and fit firmly inside of there. So I'm not sure if they accidentally sent the wrong one, because they make obviously the clutches for Corvettes, they make clutches for Mustangs, all kinds of stuff. I think we should just wait, get the right tool. There's a bunch of other stuff that I gotta order for the motor anyways. Gotta order block offs for the VCT. We gotta fix the valve covers anyways. Gotta do the brakes before we can even put any of this in the car. The whole front of the thing is still just simple.
Oh, alright, no stress. It's alright. It's not a big deal. It is what it is.
I'm so tired. I don't even want to do anything else. Still have so much to do. This sucks. I gotta go pack and get all my stuff together, and mission failed. We'll get them next time. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, we're pretty much hung up right here and not able to get the whole car put together. We were planning on getting the car dropped down onto the Kmember once we got the trans stabbed. We got the clutch and everything put on, but the problem is that the alignment tool that we got from Mantic is actually incorrect. That's no issue. I mean, you know, GM has a 26 spline also. The Ford, this is not common. The Ford 26 spline is only in this case because I got a 26 spline trans. So it's kind of like a custom setup. I'm not mad at them whatsoever. It just is kind of unfortunate that I can't finish the car tonight like I wanted to, but no big deal. I've got to order some more stuff anyways, and then we got to put together the front of the motor. There's a lot that we can do anyways while we're waiting on the stuff to come in. We still got to put the headers on, the radiator, all that good stuff. So I mean, it's not really a huge rush. I'm about to be gone for a week anyways. I was just hoping before I left that we would at least be far enough along to be able to put the engine into the car, have it bolted down, and be able to get, like, you know, it's just like an achievement that I was hoping to get to. Oh well, like I said, I'm gonna be out of town for a week. I'll have plenty of time to get everything straightened out and ordered by the time that I get back. So we should have everything here. So the first video back should be able to have everything put in the car, get it all cranked up, started up. I should have VMP's bass tuned for the car by then. Everything should be working out. So I gotta go home and pack still. I've got to wash clothes. I've got to do all that good stuff. We're leaving for LA and legitimately like 10 hours from right now, and I've somehow got to go to sleep and then drive to the airport and everything in the morning. So it's gonna be a blast. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys stay tuned. If you want to go check out my other channel, we're actually going to LA to do a bunch of music video shoots and stuff for my second channel, which I make music on the side. So if you guys want to check that out, you can click the link up above right now. I'm trying to think. I guess that's all. I don't know. That's pretty much it. So stay tuned for whenever we get back. It's going to be a blast. We're going to hopefully have this thing back together, and I'll see you guys then.
I'm the greatest, yeah, I'm the greatest.